Hello. How are we doing today? Hi, Sleepy. I'm hoping that you left so that you don't use up all of your data on me. Shawnee did a boop. Hello, Shawnee. Hello, Stars, who also did a boop. And hi, Rainbow. I hope you pack well, pack quickly. I don't know what the right wish is there. Whatever you need, I hope you get it. And yeah, Rainbow is in the process of moving like a really long way, but she's usually a streamer and is super cool, and you should hang out with her sometime. And also buy her stuff once she gets moved because she's moving to some place that has a much higher cost of living. And yes, Stars is also a streamer. You should also follow Stars. So before we get started on the painting, I want to package this up properly. And I thought we might as well do that on stream. Well, I see if the OBS update breaks anything. So far, knock on wood, it seems like we're good, but I'll give it a minute just to make sure. And I thought, I don't know, maybe seeing how I do my certificates of authenticity would be interesting to people. I don't think it's that interesting overall, but I'm also the one who does it all the time. So, generally speaking, when you do something, you don't find it as interesting. Oh, all good, Shawnee. I said hello to you.
Here comes the music.
And talked about the people that you did the commands for. That's pretty much it. And I'm going to be working on this thing first. Which is just a little certificate of authenticity that I put with all my art. And this one is going to a home soonish, but I forgot to, it's a gift basically. And I forgot to include it in a package last time. So I'm packing it so that I don't forget next time, theoretically. Theoretically, I can't promise. Oh, do I remember what I titled this? This is going to be an issue that I don't have my spreadsheet open. It'll be fine. Because I have a thing in which I have listed all of those, and it's fine. The mug today, this is a tea called Always Nuts, which I thought was thematic for my week because I've been feeling a little bit bonkers this week. This is 14. That's what I called it. Okay, I would have been right, but you know, doesn't hurt to double check. This is 9 inches by 6 inches. And I finished you in November. Yeah, November 2022. This was a dream journal. And you are watercolor and ink. On 40-pound cold press, that's right. Usually I remember this stuff, but I also have it in a spreadsheet. I just don't want to open another program when my laptop is already streaming because that's a little stressful for it. Although I will say we updated OBS this morning. Stars told me it would be fine. And I think she was right. So, but I switched over from Streamlabs to OBS because every time Streamlabs updated, it absolutely tanked my CPU. Like it would be taking up 150% of my CPU every single time it updated. And you can't pause updates on Streamlabs, the streaming software. So we switched over to OBS, and this is the first update since I switched. And it seems to be going fine. So this is already like a huge improvement. Okay, I get to sign this. Yeah, Stars is pretty trustworthy. Unless you ask her about her own worth, and then she is not a particularly trustworthy source, but we're working on it. So now you guys get to see one of my tools. I don't think that I've brought this on stream before, but I have a little embosser. Hi, Peanut Butter. Good to see you. Something nice about myself. I was going to say something, but it was really similar to what I said last time that was redeemed, and I feel like that's cheating. I'm really funny. How about that? I'm very funny. So this is just like my logo that I got on an embosser, and I got the hand one because it's cheaper and like I don't really have a desk, so this is fine. But I just do that, and then my logo's there, which is hard to see on cam, but I promise it's there. But yeah, so I do that just to make my certificates of authenticity a little more authentic, you know? Hey girl, how's it going? But let me finish this. It's already in a sleeve, but I put a backing board and put the certificate of authenticity on the back. Which is not that exciting. I just use these little like photo corners to stick them on. Which again, this is not particularly exciting, but I needed to do it, so you guys can come along for the ride. And then we'll get ready to paint. Which I don't think we're that far off the end of the painting. I think we can finish it today, and then I'll have to figure out what I'm doing next week. I do need to do at least 2 projects for the color and focus, so. Ah, nice. It is Friday, so it's nice to leave early on a Friday. If I was a more anal person, I would measure this and make it so that it was perfectly centered, but I don't think it really matters. Because most people don't keep it in the little sleeve, they'll get it framed or whatever, so. Oh, good luck. Yeah, I think that, yeah, good luck. Oh, this isn't 140. This is 300 pound. I've made an error, everybody. This is what I get for not picking this up and wiggling it around. Oh, that's a lot to deal with. Good luck, girl. Yeah, I have to do the Christmas travel thing. So, yeah, that's a lot. You guys want to walk with me to the other room and we can rewrite and grab another certificate of authenticity so we can rewrite it and do it properly now that I messed it up. This is like, I'm going to be 100% fully honest. This is like 90% of what being a small business owner is. It's making a stupid mistake and then having to fix it, and you don't even get to blame anybody else for it. But here, we're in the study now, you guys. Are you excited? This is where all of the stickers are stored. And all of my other crap, because my studio still isn't set up. I just have a bunch of these printed, so it's not a big deal. Hey, Big White Bear, good to see you. Okay. And I did trim these with like my big paper cutter, but I like trimming it a little closer. I just think it looks nicer. Oh yeah, congrats. That's a big deal. I will say that I know that I talked to Curry about this, which is why I'm bringing it up. But my brother did pass his big engineering exam first try. So that's excellent. We're all very proud of Brother Bean. Yeah. Which is good. He studied really hard for it, so, but it's still, you know, one of those big scary tests. Where did is that it? Me losing my pen 3 seconds after I had it. That isn't it. Where did I just set it? There it is. Yeah, the big exams are scary, but I think I also titled this differently, but you know, it's fine. We'll just do it like this. November, yes. Yeah, especially after, like, I don't know. Greg did his at the beginning of December, so like right before finals week and stuff, which is like, it's a lot. £300 cold press watercolor. We're gonna do it right this time. Ah, yeah. Good luck with Aaron's Bean. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, those big exams are always like really scary, and I think for the most part they don't actually test you really well for what the like field is like. It's really just like another hoop you have to jump through. A stretchy, I am guessing Grim is here. Hello, Grim. Oof, yeah. I have that. I know that feeling, Shawnee. I was like that yesterday. I thought I was getting a migraine, and maybe I did have a migraine yesterday because I felt really stupid. I mean, yes, Kuro, I understand that. I do know how exams work. But I mean that for the most part, people who are taking a test aren't allowed certain materials and aren't allowed like the space to think in the same way that they would be in the actual profession. So like I know that doctors' exams do have more of that aspect, but it's still like you aren't going to be working by yourself the way that you are often in exams. Um, like you actually have a community of peers in which to talk to, and you have the chance to look at resources if you don't know the answer, kind of a thing. Which, so tests aren't really an accurate representation of what you will do in the field for the most part. I mean, there are some aspects of some tests that do definitely follow that, and some doctor exams do. But there's a lot that they don't accurately represent. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I just need to slide this puppy in here and then we're set to go with this. Some of these I already had bagged and some of them I took out of bags to photograph again and it's just a mess. Would you go in, please? Thank you. So there you go. All packaged up. Actually, this is for Bean, who was popping in. So I just finished packing that up for you, Bean, so that I actually remember to send it to you this time. Yeah, get to work, Kuro. Have a good lurk and good luck with all your paperworks. And now we get to tear this because this one is the wrong one. All right. Yeah. Where did I set the painting? It's over here. Okay. Now, this. So, staring at this, because it's been a week since we worked on this, I need to fix these veins. I don't like them. They're too properly curved. I'm stretching, I'm doing it. Don't hurt me. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot with this. We're gonna be slapping some red over the top. I'm doing like an extra good stretchy. I'm doing multiple kinds of stretches to make up for me being late. But I do think that those veins just need some funk to them. They're a little bit too much of a straight line. They need some wibbles. Okay. Ooh, I'll even throw in one of these. How about that? There's another stretch. I'm taking a sippy. Here we go. And I will repeat the nice thing that I said earlier that Grim wasn't here for, which was I'm very funny. Because I know Grim would have liked to redeem that if it wasn't on cooldown. Okay. So, funking up veins, I think, is our first line of business here today. Do I know how I'm going to go about that? No. We're just going in and hoping for the best, honestly. Because I really think just like maybe just altering the way that it's shaded a little bit on the edge will help. Because I really did just do like, of course somebody's messaging me right now. I really did just do a line to lighten stuff up. So I think if I deepen this up a little bit on the edge, we'll work it out a little bit better here. And thank you. I do think that this is like on the right track. I was really I get nervous about doing things like in a realistic style at all. Like this isn't really realism, it's surrealism, I guess, but I don't know. There's something about it that just makes me nervioso. All right. Good luck, Bean. Have a good day. Okay, I'm leaving my phone open so that it doesn't ping me again. But I did just respond to that so that I don't feel guilty. We're having a high anxiety day. I had a high anxiety day yesterday too. Like it's fine. I'm fine. But it's just like frustrating to deal with constantly. And anxiety always, like my immediate reaction to having anxiety is feeling guilty. And I know why that is. That doesn't make it easier to deal with though. Those feel a little less straight, if you will. But I think they could still use some work. I may need to like try to lift up some of the watercolor. I like how I left this last time because I was like, we need to leave it so that I can do the big wash over top and it won't be that bad. Like it's less likely to lift up, and now I'm like, actually, we're gonna fuck with it more. Which may bite me in the butt, but we'll find that out together. Okay, apparently I'm gonna have a whole text conversation on the side right now. That's how today is gonna go. Which is fine. It's somebody trying to be considerate to me. I'm not. It just having multiple lines where my attention needs to be stresses me out because my brain doesn't work right. Well, I mean, my brain works right for how my brain is supposed to work, I guess, but it works in a way that is regularly frustrating to me. You know how it is, I'm sure. Okay, I think that's a little better. Like, I don't need it to be, like, massively changed. I just needed it to feel less like it was just 3 lines going down the same direction. I do think maybe I'm gonna push this a little bit, this highlight, to be a little bit more rounded. Just so that it feels a little funkier. In that way. And like right there, I think. Kind of like that. Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe right here. We can lift a little bit of that up too. Like that. Okay. This one can just be that right there, and that's fine. Maybe right there too. Just push this over a little bit. Thank you, Bubblegum KK, for lightening the mood. Nobody does it like her. Well, him, them, I don't know. Nobody does it like the naked dog in Animal Crossing. Although technically this is a remix, but you know what I mean. What a great spot for you to come in on, Matto. Hi, Matto. Can we get a shout out for Matto, please? Thank you. I was just talking about how I'm having like a bad anxiety day, so I'm feeling like really guilty about things I shouldn't feel guilty about. And then KK Bubblegum came on, and I was like, thank you. Nobody does it like the naked dog in Animal Crossing, because there are many dogs in Animal Crossing, but KK Slider is fully nude, and I think we need to acknowledge that. Yeah. Uh-huh. He just gets to wander around fully naked, and we don't question it. Which, like, more power to him, to be fair, because I also get paid for being naked on a regular basis. I'm an art model at the college here, which means I pose naked for money. So, like, I don't have to sing, though, which I find very reassuring, honestly. I don't think I'd want to sing naked. I don't think I'd want to sing in front of people at all. But, you know. Yeah. KK Slider is a nudist. That's the hot take you guys get from stream today. Although I don't think it's really that hot of a take. Okay, I think that's all I really wanted to fix on this, was just to grunge that up a little bit. Yeah, that's totally understandable, Matt. I'll join you, actually. This isn't black tea, though, so it's not a proper cuppa. Oh, I love that, Big White Bear. Thank you. This is actually based on me. Like, this is my face. And a real outfit that I wore. Because Cap drew this for me. I hired him to draw me before we were dating. And so I put on my little outfit with my little hairdo, and I sent him reference photos, and he drew me. So that's me. But I love that. The ugly stepsister from Shrek 2, like the bartender one, like vibes unmatched. I love her. I maybe should change Cap's command to actually include that we're dating. Is that weird? Give me a reality check, chat. Yeah, so this is just like a mug heater that my aunt got me last Christmas. It's really good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I say it enough. Like, it's not a secret. But still, every once in a while, somebody realizes we're dating and has, like, a moment. And it's amusing to me. So maybe I should leave it just for that. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'll probably talk to him about it, honestly, and ask if that's what he wants. He likes how vocal I am about how much I like him. So I don't think he would be against it, but I'll still check with him. Yeah, this one has been really good. I have no clue what brand it is. It was just like a gift, so I didn't get one. But it has multiple settings and like a timer on it, and it only heats based on a weight sensor. So it doesn't heat when the cup isn't on there, which will keep disasters to a minimum. But it has like multiple settings for different cup materials. So like mine is ceramic. Um, so I have it on the ceramic setting, and it has 3 different temperatures that you can do. So I have it at the middle one for this. But yeah, it's really nice. I pretty much only use it here because this is like the only workspace I have at the moment. Like I don't have a proper desk or anything. We're working on it, but well, I mean, I do have a desk. It's just still disassembled in a box downstairs because I haven't gotten the room set up yet. So at some point we'll have a putting together a desk stream maybe. And you guys can listen to me curse at an Allen wrench. Wouldn't that be fun for you? I'm sure it would be. But it's really nice when I'm like sitting here and talking and stuff. I need this brush. I need thinner. Just to make these highlights a little bit more intense. I think that's a little better. I do wish that I had noticed while we were working on it last time that they were a little bit too similar, but I think that's better. Because I could have done a better fix while we were working on it, but what's done is done. We aren't going to dwell on it. It's fine. Now we get to do the really scary part, which is great that I saved this for a day when I happen to be full of anxiety. But in the long run, it's not a big deal. If this painting doesn't turn out well, I can just do another one. Or I can just go, well, that sucked, and then never touch it again. And it's fine. Like, I was in the last model session I did at the beginning of the week, I was actually telling the students that where everybody was, people tend to, especially with art, get kind of in their own heads about how good something is supposed to be. And so you tend to discourage yourself a lot when you're working on a piece of art, especially if it's not turning out the way that you thought it would. But really, like, in order to improve an art, you really have to get to like a fuck it mentality, is what I call it. So like, you just need to go for it whole hog, and if it doesn't work out, you learned something, and that's the worst that can happen. Like, if you make a bad piece of art, It doesn't matter. It just straight up doesn't matter. If you make a great piece of art, that does matter. But if you fuck it up, then it doesn't really matter. Like, and I said to the students that this is easier, this mentality is easier when you aren't doing it for a grade. But and I think a lot of times we just need to like chill about how we're doing something, because we get like so up in our heads about doing something perfectly that either we don't start or we never actually do the thing. Like we get partway through, and because it's partway done, we just kind of discourage ourselves and then stop. This is a self call out as well. So sorry if you feel attacked right now. But like at a certain level, you just need to like suck it up and do it, because you don't really know how it's going to end up unless you try and you finish it. And sometimes what you learn from that process is that it fucking sucked and you don't want to do it again, and that is also perfectly valid. But you can't figure that out if you don't finish the task, you know? That's also my advice for new streamers, is just to start. Like, you will always think that there is a better way that you can be doing this, but you can't do it at all unless you start. You know? So instead of waiting for like the perfect time or the perfect setup or the perfect layout, just jump in. You can fix it as you go. Like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Also, get more lights than you think you need. That one is stolen from Sky, but I think that it's correct. I'm trying to decide which red I want to use for this. And I think I want to do the violet-based red, which I think is what I decided last time, but I think that'll bring us to a better color here. So we're just gonna go for it, guys, and it's gonna be scary. I'm doing a big wash of this color over the top to get this to where I want it to be, which means some of the stuff underneath might get a little muddied, which I don't think is a bad thing necessarily, but it does feel scary. But we're just gonna go for it. And I probably will end up lifting the highlights back up, or maybe using some white ink. I didn't do ink for the line art for this one. So sometimes I tend to not want to do ink highlights on something if I also didn't do... I guess there's a better way to say that. I'm more likely to do ink highlights on something that I did an ink outline on, is what I'm trying to say. That was a better sentence to say. But I don't know. I think it also will make it look a lot shinier, which is where I kind of want that to end up. Because hearts be wet. Your heart is wet right now. So are your bones. You're welcome. But yeah, I think maybe 2 layers of this red is where we need to be. Exactly, Shawnee. You're welcome. Oh, that's wild, Matto. And kind of cool, honestly. I don't know. Bodies are a mystery. Except less of a mystery than they used to be, so we actually get to see how things do stuff sometimes. I don't know if I'd want to see my own heart. I probably would if I had to get a procedure where it was happening. I would want to see. But sometimes they don't let you here. Like, they don't let you keep your body parts either. Specifically, I'm thinking about my wisdom teeth, which I was denied to have after I got them removed. I wanted to make a necklace out of them because I'm a weird child. And hi, Aiden. How's it going? Yeah, I think the red is definitely the right call. Need to let that layer dry a little bit. Uh-oh, that's not great, Aiden. And yeah, that seems cool, Matto, honestly. Although, like, I do get a little squeamish about stuff, but not the stuff that you're supposed to get squeamish about. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe that would be one of the things where I, like, got weirded out. But one of my things, and I say this every time I get a vaccine, because they usually ask now if you're, like, good, like, if you're going to freak out or whatever, just to make their jobs easier, which is so valid. But, oh, that makes sense, Big White Bear. But, like, I'm fine with needles, like, they don't freak me out. The thing that freaks me out is seeing skin bounce back up after the needle pierces. It makes me really nauseous. And it doesn't have to be my skin. Like, you know how, this is gonna reveal my age a little bit. You know how back when news was on television? You used to watch the news, and every year for, like, the flu vaccine or whatever, they would have, like, stock footage of people getting shots. I can't watch that. It makes me so nauseous. It, like, I don't know, it freaks me out. The elasticity of skin is what makes me nauseous, not the needle, which is weird. We are a large system of tubes, which is why the internet is a natural conclusion of humanity, because it is also a series of tubes. Our senator said that. That's one of Alaska's legacies. Although I think Sarah Palin kind of blew that one out of the water, if we're being honest. I do think that it's really cool that we actually have cameras that you can shove in a human body now. That's like wild. That's sci-fi shit. Okay, Aiden, if you say so. See, when I say it's going, that's me saying this is like one of the worst times of my life, but I don't want to talk about it. It's why I had that reaction. Right? It's super Star Trek. Oh my god, Big White Bear. So true. I will say I didn't expect to like this tea as much as I did, but that might be because I added like a lot of sugar to it. Yeah, that's valid. I also say that, Aiden. I often go with Still Kickin' because I feel like it has a little bit more comedy to it than just Still Alive. Okay. I mean, not to be that guy, but does that make Human Centipede the longest tube? Same concept, but a lot less cute. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I do like the darker red. I think we are going to do another layer, maybe mixed with some magenta to darken it up, or maybe some black, actually. Let's mix some colors and see how we feel. Actually, first let's clean our palette. Excellent, Matto. Okay, I'm gonna move this for a second and put it on my overheating laptop because it will dry faster. And then we can wash this off where you guys can see. So I think we're mostly done with these colors at the moment. We're moving on to other pastures here. I don't know that there's like a not weird time to join, honestly, Aiden, because Matto joined when I was pointing out that KK Slider is a nude dog. So it's just all weird today. I mean, I'm all weird all the time, if we're being honest. Yeah, go for it, man. I'm thrilled if my chat is like a reflection of who I am, because you guys are some of the kindest, sweetest, most wonderful people I've ever met in my life. And if that reflects who I am and the energy I bring, I'm fucking thrilled. And I mean, yes, we're a little bit chaotic and we say weird things, but like, I know that I do that too. I started this. I'm not in denial like Lib is, just throwing that out there. I'm aware that I'm weird and I'm leaning into it. Okay, clean palette. I should put these scissors away before I end up bumping my elbow on them too. Because your girl does not have the best spatial awareness. Which apparently is sometimes connected to ADHD, which, yeah, I guess. I was kind of expecting like Lib to come out of the shadows at that precise moment and tell me to fuck off. Okay, what was I doing? I was mixing colors, that's what I was doing. Because I was thinking maybe a little bit darker tone for this red would be good. So maybe some purple and... Actually, doing some Payne's Gray will probably be good for that. Because that's blue-based, so it'll make it a little purpley. Let's see what I think. Oh, that's why I also had this over here. Keeping track of the thoughts in my brain, it's less likely than you think. Let me see here. Because if I put that, yeah, I think that will give a good darkness to it. Okay. So let me mix some of that up. I don't know, almost always when I'm like, oh, this person isn't in stream at the moment, so I can say this secret out loud, they will show up immediately, and Lib has done that before. For sure. Adam has done that, Cap has done that. Which is why I'm being very quiet about all the secrets I have anymore. You guys don't get to know. Well, some of you already do know the secret that I'm thinking of right at this precise moment that I would love to talk about because it's my hyper-focus project right now. But I can't talk about it because it's a secret. Many of you in this chat are aware of exactly the secret of which I am thinking. To be fair, like, it isn't entirely secret. Like, they know that something's up. Because I keep going, I can't tell you about that while we're talking. Because, like, I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Aiden. The note that I passed around class that made Discord think that I was a bot for a solid day and a half. Exactly, Shawnee. Yes, Cusco's secret. Yeah, I did send it to like a lot of people. Apparently, Adam had the same issue sending the Kudo board for Lib. At a certain point, if you send like a similar message with a link to a lot of people, it will make you complete a CAPTCHA every single time you send a message for like a day and a half. So that was fun to discover. Okay, this is still a little wet, which is kind of the danger zone, but I'm also impatient. Yeah, it is. I did like warn Discords I was in that I was going to look like a bot for a little bit because I was sending stuff out. Because in mod view, it will tell you that somebody has been doing suspicious like message activity. Yeah, Shawnee, I considered doing that, but as previously discussed on this stream, as a matter of fact, I have control issues. So I wanted to have control over who got it so that I could know who to nag. There were a couple of people who I said, if your partner would like to be included in this, please include them. And said, like, yeah, Discord thinks I'm a bot right now, which is why I'm trying to, like, not push it. But okay. I know I'm nervous about the second layer. I was nervous about the first layer too, and it was fine, so I just need to suck it up. Let's go. I think just doing like this will take me more to the kind of bloody heart color that I was looking for. We did like really bright colors underneath, specifically because I wanted that underpainting to have like some more depth to it. But yeah, I think that slaps. Yeah, I found it easier. Okay, so you know how in school when you're doing a group project and you're just like, I would rather just do this entire project myself? I'm that person. So I would prefer to take on all of the work and know exactly what's going on 100% of the time rather than like juggling other people, if you know what I mean. I also ended up making this like a way bigger project than I originally intended because I am nothing if not excessive as a person. Yeah, exactly. Like, in order to keep it a secret, I only messaged people that I trusted to actually keep it a secret, you know? I do think I'm going to end up beefing up the veins a little bit more, so I think I probably didn't need to worry about that as much because they're pretty dark under there, so I think that I can re-carve those out without any issue. Yep, you sure are, Aiden. I love how sometimes I will be talking to you and be like, remember when I said X thing? And you're like, and I'm like, okay, here's the cliff notes again. Which, like, I'm sometimes like that. Like, sometimes my brain will not retain information, but sometimes, like, either I will not retain the information at all, or I will completely retain all of the information to a point that's creepy. There is no in between. And I've been freaking people out with that since I was a child.
Oh my god, why can't you just take the freaking compliment?
I'm guessing Grim is waiting for the cooldown. Yep. Let's see. What other compliment do I want to give myself today? You know what? I'm gonna say one that I got yelled at for saying I wasn't the other day. How about that? I'm organized. And we can clip that and tell Cap that he won. Okay. I need to let this dry a little bit, but I do think we're going to go back in with a little bit of pink again over the top in the highlights. Sorry, I'm holding this off camera so that I can see it straight on. Because we are a little streaky now because of the extra pigment, which is fine. Okay, so this wasn't a real argument. I would like to start out with this. So when I say argument or yelled at, I don't mean in like a mean way. I mean in a haha jokey loving way. Because I use words in a way that other people don't realize how I mean them sometimes. But Cap and I were having like a discussion, if you will, because he called me organized and I was like, I don't think I'm that organized. I said as I was working on my habit planner, like, but I'm messy in person. Excuse me. And I'm very organized on paper. So like I am very specific about scheduling. I'm specific about color coding notes and stuff like that. But like if you look off camera, there's just an array of crap piled up all around the external. There's a pile here, there's a pile here, there's a pile over there. I have an entire like huge pile between the two couches that's back here. I have another pile under the table over here. Like so in my mind, I'm not particularly organized because I'm not organized in my space, even though I'm organized on paper. And so Cap was, chastising me about that because I said that. And he was like, "You're one of the most organized people I know. What the hell are you talking about?" And so I was trying to explain this to him. And at a certain point, he just stopped me and said, wait. Where is this voice coming from? And I just kind of sat there with like the loading bar over my head for a little bit. And I went, oh shit, you're right. That's my dad's voice. And he just like completely called me out and cut me out at the knees. So I mentioned this in Stars' stream yesterday because we were talking about Stars' therapist calling her out. And Cap does that for me like a lot in a way that's very good for me. And has meant that I've grown more in the past 7 months than I think I have in like the past 4 years combined. But yeah. So I will say I am organized. There, he won. I get it now. And I will compliment myself on saying that I am in fact organized. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I think I want to deepen up some shadows on this and add some more pink back into the highlights and work on those a little bit more, and then I think we're good. Because yes, that did dull it a little bit, but that's kind of what I was looking for, because it was a little too intense for me, art-wise. But we can go back through and work on some of this once it's dry, but it's still working on it. So other than finishing up the rendering on the heart here, the last step is going to be the gold that we're putting into the beams, which is the color of the month, which my patrons vote on every month. They get to choose what color I focus on in the month, and this month's color is this really nice shiny metallic gold, which is what the light streaks are going to be. So yeah, that's where we're going. But yeah, I will actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I do this for him on a regular basis, but I will also do this. There. My mods can see that I just put a marker in stream that just says Cap. I go back through and I highlight stuff for him when I've talked about him. I do that when other people talk about him too. So if you suddenly notice a clip from your stream that just says for Cap, now you know it's because I'm letting him know people are talking niceys about him. Because, like, let's be real, none of us ever don't talk niceys about Cap. He's just too nice. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Maybe I just need to do highlights on those veins and I don't actually need to deepen them up. The interesting thing about streaming art while I'm doing it is that, like, in person, an art piece will look very different to how it looks when you're scanned. Thank you, Shawnee. I appreciate you. Let me actually save that. Yes. Actually, Shawnee, would you DM me that clip link? That would be super helpful. Because I'll throw it at him once he gets off work. Thank you. But the art looks very different in person than it looks like when it's scanned. Which you do a lot of editing in the background to make it look correct. But looking at it when I'm streaming, I can see it on screen on my laptop, and it looks closer to what it'll look like when it's scanned. And I think that looks really good right now, even though I think the in-person is looking a little bit muddy. Well, not muddy is not the correct word. It's looking a little bit flattened, I guess is what I really mean, because of the wash that we did. But I think that maybe just adding the highlights back in will make me feel better about that. And then will also look good in the scan. Because I mean, it does look like a heart, gotta say. And part of the point is to make the gold stand out the most, because that would be the color that we're focusing on. There's my paper towels. I bet you guys can hear this really well. Hang on. I'm gonna move this closer to my face so that you can hear it. There you go. It's a good sound. Paper towel coming off the roll. Not as good as masking tape coming off the roll, but still pretty good. Okay. So I want to highlight right here. Which I'm just getting this wet and then picking some of the pigment back up. This is what I'm doing. Just in case anybody was, keeping track at home. Oh yeah, you didn't know you could do that? It's not always the best way. So like I can tell that I've gotten this paper a little bit too wet. So it's kind of and over pigmented if I'm being honest, but I like it that way. So, but yeah, watercolor is like a really forgiving medium, all things considered. So you can just get it wet and then pick stuff back up. And like if you put some pigment down that you don't like, you can pretty quickly just like get it wet again and then pick it up like that. You do have to like be aware of what you're doing because generally speaking, you'll get better highlights if you leave the paper white. So if you paint around the spot you want the highlight. But I find that the kind of the same effect that I get using overlay for highlights in digital is picking the pigment back up so that you still have like some of the color underneath, and I like that effect better. So like this is not quote unquote the correct way to do highlights in watercolor, but it is the way that I like doing them. And sometimes I will do like proper paper white highlights, but this kind of effect is one that I really like. So yeah, this is just like specifically a way that like if you're taking a watercolor class, they'll tell you like not to do that. But I like it. And I will also point out that I am not traditionally trained in watercolor. I'm self-taught in watercolor. I've never taken a watercolor class. I'm just doing whatever, which is honestly how I learn for the most part. Like I do have a minor in art from a college, but my focus was fiber art and not like traditional art mediums. Okay, smaller brush for the veins here. That's the other big highlight area I want. So like right here. Right here. Asnam! You're trans today, Aiden. Congratulations. You can also, sometimes I'll do this. I don't think I did any on this piece in particular, but if you do, yeah, they do. Like, they look like candy and you should eat them. There's a joke in there about eating your fellow trans. Somebody else can make that joke better than I can at this moment, probably. What was I saying? I thought about eating trans girls and I got distracted. Which, like, valid. Oh, blooms. That's what I was talking about. Oh, thank you, Stars. I will get a little treat in just a moment. But if you're doing like wet on wet watercolor, so um, wet paper, like you pre-wet your paper and then you use watercolor. Something you can do is use water blooms to make highlights too, which is where you have like your wet watercolor layer and then you drop plain water into it, and you can't control that. But it does, like I use that a lot for like cloud texture and just let it do whatever because, excuse me. It gives it like a more natural looking movement than you trying to make a cloud texture, you know, because the water's just doing whatever it wants to do. It's good for like freezing textures too. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. I like watercolor. It's fun and it dries fast. I've done one oil painting in my entire life and I hated it because it took so long. I'm not good at waiting. For art specifically. I can be a very patient person, but not when I'm trying to do a thing, you know? Ooh, that was too much water. Go. Where else? I do think on the veins up here too. Actually, like right there. I do think at some point, I'm not forgetting the treat, just for the record. I haven't forgotten. I just need to get this step done while my brain is remembering it. I think at some point I will end up going downstairs and getting my hair dryer so that I can heat up the tape before we peel it up. If you want to, like if you want to dig through all the crap that's on the back of the toilet so that you can get it off without knocking things off, that would be great. Thank you. Brother Bean heard me. And again, like my bathroom is a little messy. Like it's clean, mostly. The counter is clean. I do think I am going to use like a little bit of white ink on this after we finish. So the actual last step is going to be the white ink. Because that does reactivate with water. So if I decide I need to change anything, that will cause issues. But next we get to do the fun part, which is the metallics. But first, we get to do the other fun part, which is I put candy in my face. Thank you. Good question. I don't know. Probably because the what's the right word? The widget, is that what they call it? For the chat cannot, like, it assumes that the less than symbols are part of code, would be my guess. So when it's all together like that, so when it makes a actual parentheses, it assumes that there's going to be code in the middle. Yeah, like that. So it doesn't think it's code if there's just them facing one way because it doesn't close the bracket. Yeah, I do know some coding. That's one of the many things that I've done in my years on the planet. I don't know, not usual, but thank you. Okay, I'm going to have some salmiakki, and I'm going to have the one that has menthol in it because I want to. So thank you for the treat, Stars. Yeah, I thought I was gonna... You guys want to know why I went down the coding hyperfocus at one point and the project that didn't happen from that? I thought I was going to make a better shiny dex for Jick. And some of you got like little sketches and stuff while I was working on that, but I was learning coding specifically so that I could do that. And then I was like, actually, fuck this. I hate it. Because I mean, it is a lot of work. I think that I am capable of doing it, but I like didn't want to. Like the hyper focus wore off because it took too long to learn how to do stuff. Yeah, I still have sketches in my sketchbook about the little symbols I was going to use and stuff. Oh yeah, go for it, Shawnee. Yep. I still have pages of that, but that was more just like I was specifically not being like anal hyperfixation about that. I was just like, whenever I have the time to do it, I'll do it. Like specifically. Okay. I do think we have like a little bit of streakies here, but I think that looks good. I think that makes it look a little bit more like au natural, if you will. Yeah, see, I was doing individual pages of like paper and then putting it in a binder, which was different. And what's wild is I already had all of the materials for that from another project that died. I didn't think I had ADHD until 2 years ago. I want everybody to know this. All of those projects started more than 2 years ago. That's growth. Okay, I need to let this dry a little bit more before we get the gold going. But because the gold is in a keystone like this, getting it a little bit wet to start out with helps. So we're just gonna wet up our little gold girly here, you know? She deserves it. Yeah, Rainbow, right? Once you know, like, you can't go back. Ooh, I do think actually I'm gonna change my paint water. But I don't think I'm gonna take a real break. I think you guys can just come with me for that. It's like 5 steps away in the kitchen. It's not a big deal. Yep, exactly. Exactly, Graham. But my paint water is pretty red, so it's gonna tint the gold, and I would rather it didn't do that, so. So we're gonna get fresh water. Because it takes approximately 3 seconds and will make a big difference. Also, I don't think I finished this thought earlier. ADHD again. Perhaps you should focus, Grim. I say, knowing full well you also have ADHD. We travel in packs. Yep. Well, I mean, takes one to know one. So there you go. What was I saying? I forgot already. Oh, the tea. I think I like this tea better because I added vanilla syrup to it. And so it tastes kind of cinnamon bun-ish. And that's nice. Yeah, right. I actually sent Joy like a really long thank you message today because she's the reason that I realized that my brain isn't actually broken. There's a word for it. You know? Which is very important. Okay. I could clean up the edges of these lines where I've gone over a little bit, but I think for the most part the gold's going to cover it. But if it doesn't end up covering it, I'm gonna like be a cranky little bitch about it. So maybe we'll just pick some up now just in case, and it'll be fine. It's really not a big deal. But I do know myself, and if it doesn't turn out the way that I want, I'm gonna be cranky because the rest of it looks great. And that is harder to fix in the end. Like in post, if you will. I can just make this line a little bit sharper. Yeah. Okay. Because I know I haven't used this gold specific very much. And specific, like I have another set of metallic watercolors that I've used, which does cover up black really nicely, but doesn't cover up like colors really nicely. So I'm assuming this one will go the same, but I don't really know. Yeah, exactly, Graham. But if, you know, you're having issues with things and you go to a parent who also doesn't know that they have a different model and they go, everybody struggles with this, you like are made to feel like it's actually you, and the reason you can't manage is because there's something broken in you. Which is something we're still unlearning, chat. We're working on it. But, you know, so it goes. I feel like I want to highlight like right here too. I don't know. Maybe that's too much highlight. No, that made me feel better. Okay. Sometimes like it's really hard to tell if you're overworking something or if it's actually like a good idea. I also think lightening up right here might be a good call, just because we have the light coming from right there. So like this part being in shadow makes a lot of sense because the light's coming from the back. But I think maybe like right through here, just lightening this up a little bit. I know that I said I was going to add more pink to it, but I changed my mind. Hey, Al. Good morning. Just a little bit. Push that pigment around just a touch. Yeah, that feels better. Okay. Maybe it looks a little weird. We're just going to keep poking at this until I hate it. That's how this is going to go. Because I do think that maybe just doing like a little bit more of a highlight along the vein right there is the right answer too. Let's see. I may end up putting more pigment down over that again, but maybe just in a little bit of a lighter color. Yeah. Yeah. Again, let that dry. Stop poking at it. Which is easier said than done, which I think means I should fold some stars. Let's do hot pink. Why not? Oh, I did? I don't know if I told you guys this. Did I? I might have. I did put in paperwork with a mental health clinic. They haven't gotten back to me yet. But theoretically, I'm on the waiting list. I might call in and double check. Just because I was doing it over email and didn't get a response when I sent in the paperwork, so I might check. But hopefully that means at some point I will have an appointment to get actually assessed for ADHD. Hopefully before my insurance lapses. I love the United States. It's so fun here. Yeah. I do. I guess I should talk about the schedule. That's something I could talk about. So, next week we will do regular streams. I'm determined to stream on Tuesday, but I do have a dentist appointment in the morning. So I may be a little bit low energy and weird. And my mouth may hurt. We'll find out. Because I haven't been in a while. It's just a cleaning, like it's not anything big scary, but it still has been a while. So, but that's like early in the morning. I should be back here in plenty of time to stream. I will also stream on Friday. I don't know what art I'm gonna do next. I haven't really decided. I'm thinking the idea for the medal would be good. So the 2025 medal, like I did one for 2024 last year, but doing it physically. But I don't know what I need to think of the phrase that I'd want to put with that, because the one for last year was just made it because my 2023 was absolute shit after absolute shit 2022. 2024 has been much better for me, but we're heading into a year, especially in the United States, that may be a bit more difficult for many of us, including me. So I'm thinking maybe something about community or sticking together or something like that. But I haven't landed on something yet. Another option is painting a gold bug for the collectible sticker set. I haven't decided on all the rares for that collection yet, and I was thinking about maybe doing some Tangle Tower fan art for that, because a gold beetle is a plot point in Tangle Tower. And I love that game. It's great, and the art style is delicious, and I want to eat it. So I was thinking maybe that. I haven't done any research on that yet, though. So I'd want to base it off a real bug a little bit more specifically than just Tangle Tower. But I do think that it would be a cool special sticker for the collectibles. I'm also not sure how to make it clear that it's a Tangle Tower reference without stepping on toes in a legal sense. I was thinking maybe giving him, like, I don't know, a little magnifying glass or something, because that's like vague enough that there's some plausible deniability there. I don't think that their legal team will be particularly litigious with me, but I do want to, as an artist, like being inspired by other artists, I would like to like give them their due, you know? Yeah, I love Tangle Tower, and I did notice on your scroll, Matto, that you have a Tangle Tower version of you, which is awesome. I love Tangle Tower. I'm like at least the number 32 biggest Tangle Tower fan in the world. That's so cool. I love them. You should tell them that both me and Stars are like huge fans. I made Stars play Tangle Tower. I say made. I bought the game for her and said, you will like this, and she did like it. But yeah, it was on my top games played in 2022, I think. I love it. It's like the perfect mix of like funny hee hee ha ha and like amazing art, and it's just great. It's great. It's such a good puzzle. Thank you, Shani. But yeah. That's so awesome. Yes, I am absolutely looking forward to the sequel. So is Stars. Stars played the demo because she's stronger than I am. I can't play the demo without getting insane about it. And then going, but why is it not full yet? I need the whole game. That's really cool. I don't know that one super well. Like, I've heard the name, but I haven't looked into it super much. That's why the spreadsheet is there, Shawnee. But yeah, I'm very excited for the sequel. I watched Stars play the demo, and being able to like turn the items and stuff was really exciting. We did notice that the title for it changed though from like the announcement. I forget what it used to be, but yeah, it's good. But yeah, it really, so I forget what game I wanted to play, but I couldn't find it on Switch. Maybe it was Monkey Island. I was feeling the itch for Monkey Island. And so I was like looking up games that are similar to Monkey Island and found Tangle Tower. And I was like, ah, yes, this scratches the itch absolutely perfectly. Like, I'm obsessed with this now. And I loved looking at the art book because the artist for that was just so good. But it's got that kind of like same quippy humor to it that Monkey Island did. And it's got good puzzles. I do think that the puzzles in Tangle Tower make more sense than many of the ones in Monkey Island. But, you know, same diff. Yeah, okay, I think those highlights are good. This is still drying a little bit, but we should be good in a little bit here. But I love me a little indie puzzle game. It is known. I was actually thinking I might replay Lottle Knot soon, just because I was thinking about it while I was falling asleep the other night. Which is not a puzzle game exactly. It's more like a cutesy power wash simulator with pets. But I do try to play more indie games, which really, those are the kind of games that I like, is indie, like passion projects. Because with indie stuff, you can really feel the passion in a lot of the games. And you don't really get that in other games anymore. You know what I mean? I want some like team of weirdos who had like a silly idea while they were in a meeting that just like grew into a life of its own. Okay. If I go there last, which I should anyway so that I don't put my hand in wet paint, I think we'll be fine. So we're gonna start this. I'm scared. Actually, first I'm gonna finish my tea so I can get the heater out of the way. Yeah, I get overwhelmed with that kind of stuff. I will say that I've been playing Trash Goblin, which is still in early access, but I've been having fun with that. Tunic. Okay, I will try to remember that. I will also say this always causes shock every time that I say it. I've never once played a Zelda game. So, did I play it? I don't know. I haven't been there in a while. I'm taking a break. Which like is a fun streamer to go to if you enjoy seeing a wide variety of games. I definitely is like that. Way more than I am, for sure. In the wide variety aspect. Hopefully once I get like a real computer I can start playing games, because I feel like I would stream more if I could just play games. Because it's a little bit less mentally taxing, I think. If I could just like pop on and we could chat and I could play Trash Goblin or something, you know? Versus me having to make 6,000 decisions while I'm also streaming and talking to you and trying to make sure that I'm not ignoring anybody and that kind of stuff. Hmm. Oh, that's cool. Oh, now that you say that, maybe I remember the art style. Yeah, I bought it early access, and I also bought it for Cap. So we've been playing it not together because it's a single player game, but we've been playing it like at the same time and telling each other what we find and stuff. It's been pretty fun. I'm in the Discord for the devs, which has been interesting. Yeah, I'm a big parallel play person. Which is why you can often find me in art streams while I'm also working on an art. It's like co-working, but also you get company. And it gives you like the chance to take a break every once in a while because I'm real bad at that. I have to get yelled at often to take an actual break. I guess I could have brought those on stream to show you guys. They're in the other room though. I mentioned that I got a yarn advent calendar this year that I was really excited about. And I've been crocheting some little guys. If you're in Rainbow's Discord, you saw the little sheep that I crocheted that I'm going to send to her once she gets moved. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. And it's nice because like I'll get hyper focused and I'll forget. I've gotten better about it, like a lot better than I used to be, even on my own, but still sometimes it helps. And my brain sometimes just like won't listen to me when I tell myself to take a break. So I'm lucky that I have people who I can go to and be like, I need to take a break, tell me to take a break. My brain is not listening to me, you
This is a
know.
self-care checkpoint. Need to take meds?
Good.
Get some water, some food? Take a break or a stretch? Please do so now. Thank you.
I recorded that specifically for Rainbow's stream, in case anybody didn't know, and then I put it on mine too. Because I donated to, I think it was the Tipathon to get your computer set back up, like get a new computer. So that I got a command. And that is also me making fun of the two-factor authentication that I need to do for authentication. That's not the right word. Whatever. For the university that I work at, because they make it so that the auto has to call your cell phone like at least once a week when you sign in, just to make sure it's actually you, and it's really annoying. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay, this looks like the gold looks way better in person, just for the record. It might look better if I like tilt it a little bit for you guys, so you can see that it's shiny, but it's a lot warmer color in person. It looks pretty cool on stream. Yeah, exactly. It gets stuck in my head too. Thank you. Goodbye. I can tell my laptop is running behind me because the lag on stream is wild. Like it's not that bad. It's not near as bad as what we were dealing with Streamlabs, but oh boy. I think it's just because my laptop sucks, which like she's trying her best. She wasn't made for this. And eventually she won't have to do this anymore. She can retire and just be like a watching TV laptop. But for now, she has to be a working girl. I still can remember exactly how I answered the phone at any job that I had to answer the phone for. It's wild. Yes, Shawnee! Yes, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about, and yes, that's the vibes. Although this laptop isn't that old. That isn't her problem. She's just a Mac. She was made to be like a passenger princess. She wasn't made to actually do things, which is not her fault. Gonna have gold on everything I own after this. It is wild to me that doctors now will like, at least in the US, I don't know if this is the case anywhere else, but they will message you repeatedly after you had a visit to make you try to write a review. And you're a doctor. This isn't Yelp. What are we doing here? Yeah. Because that was the case for the place that I went to after I broke my ankle. And I did leave them a review just because they're good. But Planned Parenthood is now messaging me to leave a review about the vaccine I got this week. And it's like, I don't think that this is going to make a difference. Like, if somebody's going to visit Planned Parenthood, they're going to visit Planned Parenthood. My little review saying that they were nice to me is not going to make a difference. I feel like. But because I didn't review the Planned Parenthood appointment on Tuesday, they just messaged me again. Right? If I have to buy my own treat after the doctor's appointment, then what's the point? Which I did. I did buy myself my own treat after the doctor's appointment. Yeah. And to be fair, I did not have to pay anything for Planned Parenthood. So that's great because I am le poor. And also have Medicaid because I am le poor. So so like no complaints on that front. But I do still think it's silly that I don't know. Like, it's weird. I guess what it boils down to is I think it's weird to treat medical care as capitalism, which kind of, yeah, that would be the problem in my country now, wouldn't it? Like, hit the nail on the head there, brain. Good work. Yeah, I need to do that I need to do that next year too, Shawnee. My brother got his done at Costco, so I'm thinking that I can probably do that and it'll be fine. But I haven't gotten a prescription upgrade since I was in my 20s. I think the last one I got was before I was booted off my parents' insurance. So it would have been over 10 years ago. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. That's where I'm at too. But I don't wear my glasses that much. Like, my eyesight isn't that bad. But I think if I update my prescription, I'll probably get less migraines. At least I'm hoping. I don't know. There's too many pieces in my body that need maintenance. Like, who approved this plan? It sure as shit wasn't me. Like, this design is flawed, actually, and I think I should be refunded for my time. I will say I like this gold a lot better than the one in my other palette, which I expected to. But it lays down a lot more even than the other one. Like, I still think we're going to do a second layer over the top of this, but just to even it up a little better. But this is way easier to work with than the other one that I have. Which isn't bad, it just, I don't know, it's less pigmented than this one. This one has a lot more sparkle for your buck. Although these paints in general are pretty good. They do lay on differently than the main brand that I use. This is from Beam Paints, B-E-A-M. And a lot of their colors do lay down more like gouaches, just because of the binder that they use. But I do really like them. And they're like an indigenous owned company, and they do a lot of like indigenous knowledge harvesting practices and stuff like that for their pigments, which is really cool. They are not cheap though, I will tell you that. I mean, it is also more sparkle for my butt. My butt deserves sparkles. My butt also deserves more than a buck, I will say. Which is why I get paid $20.47 an hour to show my butt to a classroom full of strangers. Just in case anybody was wondering. Although they aren't really strangers by the end of the semester. I've made friends this semester especially, which is nice. It is because I am so bootyful and available. I think is really the main one for the modeling. Which, speaking of, actually, if you follow me on Instagram and you go into my story, I did put up some drawings that a student did of me naked last night. So if you really wanted to see my Renaissance era nudes, you could do that on the Instagram at this precise moment in time. Not that I can show them on Twitch, because there's still nip-nops involved, but you know. And no, I'm not opposed to saying the word nipples. I just think nip-nops is more fun. Well, I put some up the day before too, because one of this student specifically, the one who is in my story today and last night, asked in class what the appropriate thing to do for sharing drawings of models was. And I was like, I love seeing those. Tag me in them so that I can put them in my story and go, that's me. Because that's me. Because I really don't care if people see me naked, honestly. Like, it's whatever. If you're embarrassed about my body, that's a you problem. Although I am glad that this will probably start up next semester, but for this semester, we finished saying how brave I was. That's something that I get told a lot. That I'm brave for being naked. And I'm like, there is nothing brave about this. This is like, I don't know, making toast. This is nothing. And I feel like people probably wouldn't say that as much if I wasn't fat, honestly. Yeah, for sure. Like, we do all have bodies. My body, in particular, is one that is fat. And a lot of people seem to think that that means that me being in public is brave, which is kind of weird. Like, I'm just existing, man. You don't need to put so much weight on it. I got enough weight of my own, thank you. You know? I think also being a woman, a lot of other women see that as like, I'm super comfortable with my body or something, which is not necessarily the case. I definitely have body dysmorphia where like, how I see myself in my head does not match how I actually exist, which is related to a really bad mental illness that, like, dip that I had, and I gained a lot of weight. So I see myself like 80 pounds ago. I don't see myself as I am now, which is getting better, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to do the modeling job. It's just to reach more towards body neutrality, you know? And like, yes, I do have issues with my body. I did have an eating disorder. Like, this has not been an easy journey, but like making it into some huge thing is not helping anybody, I think. And maybe some people want to be like praised for doing something difficult or whatever. So like, I get where the intention is coming from, but that's just not accurate for me personally. And it gets a little exhausting after a while having to explain to people that like, no, actually, this isn't brave. It's just me getting a paycheck. Like, it's no different than going to a retail job, except actually this job is like way more respectful of my time and my limitations than any retail job would be. So like, yeah, people come to it with a lot of their own baggage and try to put it on me, but I tend to like gently remind them that actually, no, not everybody thinks that way. So like, there was one student who asked if I found what I was doing empowering, and like used that word in specific, and for some reason that word irked me a little bit. Like, not in like I was upset way, but like it didn't feel right to call it that, and I was like, I wouldn't call it that. And so I was thinking about it like while I was sitting in a pose, and I was like, actually, you know, to turn back around, like go back to that point, because I was thinking on it, I think in order to find this empowering, I would have to think it was something groundbreaking or brave, and I don't think that it is. Because really all I'm doing is collecting a paycheck in the uniform for the job, which happens to be my naked body, you know? Like, I don't think it's as big a deal. And to be fair, I do also do clothed modeling, but you get paid less for it. I don't know. I'm just existing, man. We don't need to put a lot of like heavy weight on this. It's not that big a deal. It's not that cereal girly pop. I wish I could be just like, I don't know, a gaseous cloud. That would be fun. Although there are bonuses to the body, even if it's like a pain in the butt sometimes. And doing that job has helped me like restructure how I think about my body, because I also have like chronic pain and body issues and stuff. So being able to say, okay, these are the things that my body can do. I'm good at these things that my body can do is really helpful, especially when I'm like, I don't know, having bad joint days or something where I'm like uncomfortable, but I can still do like this specific thing that's helpful to other people, is very, very good for restructuring my brain to think about the things that I can do instead of all the things that I can't do, you know? So that's been really helpful too. I think also, like, anybody who has trouble looking in a mirror and saying, and only seeing the things about yourself that you don't like, I think doing the modeling is really helpful for that in specific, because there will be people who like lovingly render and say that it's their favorite part of the drawing, the pieces of yourself you hate the most. And it's like really healing. It's great. Because like in the end, we're all just shapes, man. And sometimes we like the shapes and sometimes we don't like the shapes, but it's just a shape. It doesn't have any morality to it, and we all need to calm down about it. And I think doing art about that is very helpful. I will also say, Cap is really good for that. Which is part of the reason why I hired him to draw my model. Because Cap likes drawing fat women, and they actually look fat, and it's nice. Yes, that's exactly it, Al. I need to hire somebody specifically to roll my joints. Scanning this because of the metallic is going to be a frickin' nightmare, but it looks so good. I might change the coloring on the light streaks differently digitally when I get there. I might just change it to like a little bit of a yellow, or maybe digitally make it look shiny. Although I will say that the scanner that I have now is way better at capturing the metallics than the scanner that I was using, which I get to thank one person in specific on the tumblers, who I don't think wants to be outed as having helped me, so I won't. But she's paid for the new scanner entirely on her own when I put it up as a Ko-fi goal. And it was very kind of her. But I have like a big flatbed scanner now, and it makes my life so much easier. It means that I can do bigger pieces without having to worry about like stitching it digitally, which is always a pain in the ass. And it meant that I made like way smaller pieces than I might have made otherwise. I do still paint smaller in general, but like this size would not have been able to be scanned in one piece on the other scanner that I have. So yeah, she's a sweetheart, honestly, and like super talented herself, so it's nice. It's nice when people like, I don't know, she did it specifically because she knew that I'd been having a hard year, because I bought it like a little bit after my mom passed away, and my best friend had passed away like 6 months before that. And she was like, "You've been having a shit year here." And I was like, "Thank you." Like, I don't know, something that I don't think coming to terms with is exactly the right way to phrase this, but something that I have been realizing as a pattern in my life, perhaps, is that I really am capable of invoking like a very strong amount of love in other people for myself. And I think that's just because like I'm generally a cheery, nice person to be around. Like, I make an effort to be that. But I also think that people realize how much work I put into that, and therefore are willing to put the work back into me. And I didn't always have that, so I'm very grateful anytime that happens, you know. It's nice, and it's nice that I realize that now, because I don't think I did for a very long time. I think probably because I didn't think that I was worth that, so I didn't understand why people were doing that. But I have had people like throughout my life who have been like that to me, and I think I've finally realized that, oh wait, people are doing that of their own free will because they like me, and that's okay, you know? Which, big realizations. 2024 was the year of big realizations, baby. Okay. I am doing like specific streaks just to kind of, ooh, I will do a hydrate, thank you. Oh, that's the new one that Cap found for me. Cap found another scratching kitty. Okay, hydrate accomplished. But I'm doing just like long streaks here just to try and make the patchiness from that look intentional. Because like it's always going to be a little patchy. Oh yeah, that's just whatever was behind it. when I downloaded it. Sorry guys. If that's super confusing, I can actually mute that, like if that's like a problem. Or put something else with it, I guess. Oh, I meant to tape up my wrist this morning and I definitely didn't. Okay. Okay. All good then. I should tape up my wrist after stream. I just slept a little bit tensed up, so it's pissed off at me. Speaking of bad joint days. Actually, today is edible day. Edible day is Friday. Because I don't really have anything I need to do tomorrow, so I can sleep in if I want to. This slaps, just saying. This looks so good. We are probably going to need to even out the edges on the gold when we get there. Thank you, Stars. I love you. Stars just DM'd me a reminder to tape up my wrist after stream. Oh, actually, I should tell you guys, the heart was our most used emote this year, which surprised me. I thought Shawnee was going to take it with the pickle. But nope. Our most used emote was our little heart guy, which is so sweet. I love that. You guys are so lovely, and you're using the heart, and it's great. We should probably talk at some point about what other emotes we would like, or which ones we think we shouldn't have anymore, because I am thinking on that. I do have a emote planned that's like a squish emote, that's like a hug emote, but it's a squish, because like that's the vibe. I wonder if I do this on the table. Oh, that's good. I like that. Holding up a pickle is good. Here, can you guys... Yeah, you can definitely see how much mica is in that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's all sparkle from the gold. And that's going to stay in that cup for the rest of eternity. Because the mica doesn't all wash out right away. So all of our paint will look a little bit sparkly thanks to this project. I did use like a lot of this sparkle too. Like this was full, like over the top at the start of stream. But these metallics are really nice, and that's part of the reason why I looked for this company. Yeah, there was for a while back when I was drinking, there was this overly sweet weird wine that was like Galaxy wine or something that had edible sparkle powder in it. It was super pretty. Yeah, Stars for sure. It didn't taste particularly good. Like it wasn't bad, but it was not worth the amount you paid for it. but I definitely did buy and drink more of that than I should have just because I liked the stim of watching it swirl around. Although I used to drink way more than I should have of anything, so, you know. Yeah, it's so fun. You can just get edible glitter and put it into like whatever drink you want. And it's pretty cool. I think it's technically called shimmer powder or something like that. Okay, guys, it's time. We're going to talk for a little bit, and then I'm going to hair dryer the tape to lift it up a little bit easier, and then we're going to sign this, and then I think we're done. Well, no, I guess we're going to lift the tape off, and then we're going to do white ink is what we're going to do, actually. I forgot that I said I was going to do that until just now. But first I need to pull the diffuser off of my hairdryer. Ugh. There we go. This was a cheap hairdryer. Thank you, Matto. I'm pretty pleased with it. But I'm going to... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to run some ads, and I'm going to do the hairdryer while I'm away so that you guys don't have to listen to it. And then I will come back, and we will peel the tape together, and then we will finish this sucker up. All right? And then at some point, I'm going to need to figure out who I want to raid because Rainbow's not streaming today. All right, so I'm going to take a quick break, which means I'm going to run ads. You don't need to watch the ads. I would, in fact, encourage you not to, because I still get the money if you just have the tap up. So we can all take a break together, and we can, you know, go get a little drink or snack. You could stare at something that's farther away from you than your screen, which is an excellent choice. You could do a little stretch-a-rooney if you've been sitting down for a while. You could also just, like, if you can't get up from your jungle of boxes, for instance, you could just take a couple deep breaths and try to chill yourself out a little bit, you know? Because you deserve a little space. You deserve a breath, you know? So I will be back in 3 minutes. And then we can talk about continuing with this sucker. Breathing All right, I'm back. Hi, BP. Good to see ya. I miss anything else? Rainbows on the floor. Watching on an iPad, which is such a valid way to work. Thank you. I did air dry this a little bit. I'm using a hair dryer because of the heat specifically, because it can help release the adhesive a little bit, so it won't damage the paper as much. This has been sitting here a while, which is why I'm nervous about it. Usually I'd just leave it up to the tape gods here. But yeah, we're going to lose a little bit along the edges, which is normal for this kind of paper, but it's fine. It's a really soft paper, so the tape is not perfect on it. But I wanted the really nice clean line, which I'm hoping we get to keep along the dark edge so that it really looked like the light was coming out, like past the border. And I may need to do like a top up as this cools off because I do live someplace where it is cold and I'm next to a big window, so it's a little chilly. But this is already helping a lot compared to how it usually would be. So. Okay. The top and bottom where there's 2 layers is where I'm most concerned about this. So let's see how we're going. I will also give a little shouty outy to art by Trisha Hall, who taught me the trick with the hair dryer to get the adhesive to loosen up a little bit. Excellent, BP. I will stop nagging you as much then. Oh, I actually probably got paid today too. Thank you, Shani. Yeah, Trisha is really cool and a good artist, and I learned most of my watercolor skills by watching her, honestly. Also just through, like, pure gumption. Because I'm stubborn as fuck.
Sweetie.
Thank you. Oh, geez. I hate when they give you, like, a huge window like that. Just tell me when you're gonna show up. Like, I understand you can't. Like, I get it, but also don't do that to me. I've got schedule autism. I'm so bad with, like, uncertain schedules. Like, seriously, it makes me insane. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna blast this one a little bit more, which means I'm gonna mute my mic so you guys don't have to listen to the hairdryer, but I can still see you. And it will probably activate my tuber, so don't worry about it. Oh, that's nice you have help. If your parents are helpful. If not, then good luck. Yeah, pretty much. Just, Which, like, mood, honestly. Yeah, that helped a lot. All right. Yeah, same, Shawnee. Yeah, we usually show up to the airport like 3 hours before. We have to be there. My brother and I are just like anxious people at a baseline, so we would rather be there and wait than like stress about not getting there in time, you know? Look at that! Ooh, I think this is one of the new ACS songs that I added that I haven't really listened to yet. Yeah, I'm really talented. I'm able to speak a number of things. Trash bag is one. I'm really good at that. I'm really good at ordering spoons to stay on the counter. That's another one. Like, I have many talents. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. Like, I'd rather sit there and, like, scroll Tumblr or something than be stressing about not being there on time, you know? Yeah, so we've got a few spots where the line is a little bit off because of where the tape was, because I expanded it out in here. So we're just going to clean that up and then do a little bit of white ink along some of these highlights. And then we're done. I could add a little bit of sparkle to some of the highlights in the heart just to as like a light source, but I really like it being like just the clean outshoots. I like that a lot better. But I think I started talking about schedule and then I promptly like didn't do the whole thing. I'm traveling on Christmas Day. So we got to do a Christmas Eve and a Christmas Day stream last year. We won't be able to do that this year. I think I'm also going to take that Tuesday off probably, because that's a Cap day where I get to hang out with him, and I would rather have more time with him before I'm dealing with my family. No offense, guys, but I also will probably just be like hella anxious, and streaming will stress me out more, which I'm sure y'all understand. I'm not worried about that, just to be clear. Enjoy space, BP. So I'm gone from the 25th and I get back January 4th, I believe. Yeah, I didn't think anybody would be super offended by that. Thanks, BP. There is a list of commands. Have I told you, or of bit alerts? Have I told you that already, BP? I probably have. Yeah, that's totally fair, Shawnee. I am going to full on delete the stream schedule instead of just saying like this day off, and then I'll re-add it once I come back since I'll be gone. And you can only do it for like a week at a time, which is really annoying to me. Like they should let me just say, okay, this from this date to this date is not happening, but they don't, because why would they actually have something work? So I'm coming back the 4th. I don't remember what day specifically that is. Oh, is there? I don't think I've noticed that. Maybe that's new since the last time I looked at it. I guess I haven't really left to go on vacation, quote unquote, either. God, I wish, Shawnee. But when I come back, we'll probably just go for the same schedule. I do think that I want to switch my schedule up at some point on, like in next year, because I have noticed that I tend to call Tuesday streams off more often than anything else, and I know why that is. So I think I might move the afternoon stream to a different day. I haven't decided what day yet. Contenders are Monday, Wednesday. Those would be the least stressful on my household, you know, because I don't have as much stuff going on then. My chat has disconnected and reconnected like multiple times today, and it's freaking me out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Stars. So, like, I would tell you I was setting up because I know that you won't mind that. And then I can skedaddle off and get set up. Because your stream isn't as stressful for me, so I don't really need, like, a breather in between like I do with some other streamers. That I mod for specifically. So... And then I think that I will be less likely to call streams. But that also does mean that it would be more likely that the modeling job gets in way of regular streams. And I do also need to talk to my brother about this. I haven't cleared that with him since I'm still like literally in the living room streaming. I should check with him. But yeah, so we're cooking on that one. It's not decided yet, but I will give you a little bit of warning that it will probably happen. Yeah, I've tested it a little bit, Stars. So I've done stuff like right after your stream a few times, and it's fine. I'm okay. You're a lot lower maintenance than many other people because you mostly do stuff yourself. You really just want someone there just in case, you know. So it's a lot less stressful on me than other people who I need to like parent to make sure that they actually like do things, you know. Yeah, we just like hanging out together because we're friends. Like that's the long and short of it. Get just a little bit of you so I can water you down a little bit, please, and thank you. Yes, Stars is a delight. This is a fact. Okay. That's still pretty bright. But I think that will be good. Yes, excellent. I use mine literally every morning. Okay. Too intense. Back it off. Need a smaller brush for this, I think. I also think maybe I just need to like chill out a little bit. Thanks, Shawnee. Good to see you, Sky. Okay. It's the lightsaber song. You're a lightsaber. Even smaller brush now. Do you think maybe those are a little bit intense? I'm gonna need to hold it up and look at it with my eyeballs in a second here. But first I need to do some of these guys. Yeah, that's pretty much why my schedule is the way it is, Shawnee, but like as I often say, Twitch is an ever-shifting dune of streamers and streamer friends and like who shows up for what and all that kind of stuff. So like it's changed since I first started streaming pretty significantly. Like who I hang out with and who isn't streaming anymore and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's time to reassess. My life has changed pretty drastically since I started streaming, honestly. Which I don't think is a secret, like, nor do I think that's like a bad thing. It just is. And I'm noticing my own patterns and like adjusting there. Because like, for instance, I didn't have another job when I started streaming. I had 2 parents when I started streaming. I didn't have two partners when I started streaming, you know? Like, hi Cap! We've been talking about you. I'm sure you're shocked by this information. Okay, I think those highlights like really help with the veins. Hi Doe, good to see you. I know, right? That never happens. I was talking about, actually, I'll just ask you in front of everybody. How about that? Do you want me to add that you're my boyfriend to your command? I was just considering that on stream today. Yes, and also Shawnee took a clip of me saying that you were right and you won, which I'm sure you will enjoy. I think adding like the little highlights along there is like, yeah, that slaps. Rainbow is ping-ponging back and forth between her PC and her iPad right now. Because we reminded her of something she hadn't done yet. Okay, I wasn't sure, like, I was just gonna check with you first. I don't think, like, it's a huge deal, but I figured I would ask you what you thought. Hi, Bex! Everybody's here today. Wow, I feel so special. Thanks, stars. Long. Okay, I do think that I probably want to add a highlight like right here, even though I don't think that that's like bright. It feels good to me. I also think like right here to help this feel a little bit more curved. Are you saying I'm only a big deal in Canada? What? Like that. Yeah, so I do something that I'm calling color in focus, which my patrons get to vote on what color I focus on in a month. So I focus all my art, well, most of my art around that color. And this month's color is Dreamer's Gold, which is the metallic color you see before you. So this is the first piece for that. I promise to do at least 2 pieces focusing on that color in every month. Yeah, this one is specifically paint from Beam Paints. I really like their metallic paints because they use ethically sourced mica. It's a Canadian company and it's actually Indigenous owned, and they do a lot of like Indigenous knowledge gathering for their pigments and stuff like mica, which is really nice because there's a lot of stuff going on with various rock trades that are not great in an ethical sense. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this is turning out, honestly. I say turning out as if we aren't like basically done with it. Because I think that's pretty much it. I might lighten up these highlights here. I'm not vibing with them. I think I maybe overdid it a little bit. But that's easy to fix. Which is why the white ink is the last step. It's because it's really easy to reactivate and pick up, so. Like right through here, I just want to soften these up a little bit, maybe. Some extra water. Yeah, I like that better. Because I did want like a higher highlight there, but I think that's just a little too intense. That's better. Oh, we're doing a sticker giveaway. That's, yeah, sure face. That's what we were trying to say. Thank you for that. Let's do another sticker giveaway, shall we? I definitely forgot to close the last one when I sent it out, so I will do that in just a moment. I will say you do need to be following to enter my giveaways. If you are subscribed, you get an extra entry. If you're a mod, you get an even extra entry. Because I think that mods should be paid for their services, basically. Which is why none of my mods have to buy their own subscriptions, actually. You need to be comfortable with giving me your address or wherever you receive mail, because I do need to ship it to you. So if you are not comfortable with that, then please do not enter, and then we can all remain comfortable together. Yes, Shawnee gets paid in pickles. I added that pickle emote specifically because Shawnee thought it was funny. So, although I will say that we are going to need to paint a corn cob at some point so that Adam can have a corn emote. Because country cats make do. Okay. We finished that one. Let's do another one. Here we go. All right. Exclamation point raffle to enter the giveaway. It is for a single sticker from my shop. You get to choose which sticker you want because I am a kind and generous host. So you can pick whichever sticker you want. Thank you. And we will close that in a bit. I'm probably ending pretty soon because we finished our painting, and I also packed up another older painting to mail out. Yeah, sure. I did say at the beginning of, well, at one point during my stream, I say beginning of stream, it was like more than halfway through. Thank you, Cap, for gifting to Bex. That's very sweet. What was I saying? Oh, that we could discuss what emotes we wanted in the new year. So like which emotes we think that we can do without and which we think we want to add. I do have a hug emote planned. It's really a squish emote because like what's a hug without some squish to it, you know? Like what's the point then? Shawnee's favorite joke. I do have a Raffle Waffle emote that I made like ages ago because that's what I called Aiden for a while. Aiden has the most nicknames out of any single friend I've ever had, just in case anybody was wondering. So he was Raffle Waffle, Aiden the Huggable, most beloved of my kiddos, and my little onigiri. He's collected quite the amount of nicknames from me over the years. Yeah. Aiden would like to be the raccoon of this stream, so he's a trash cat. Raccoons are Aiden's favorite. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think this painting turned out pretty good. I was worried about this one. I'm worried about all my paintings before I start them. Like that's just how it works. And I think that looks pretty good. I might add a little bit more of a highlight along the veins down here because I liked how that was looking. Yeah, I don't know. There's there's a thing if you're an artist, just in case you aren't an artist, you wouldn't know this. But literally every time you start a new piece of art, you're like, ah, this is going to be it. This is when they find out I'm not a real artist because I can't do this thing that I had in my head. Every single time. And I especially get like that when I have like a very distinct image of what it should look like in my head, which I did for this. And also if I'm doing like a more realistic style, I get nervous about it. And it's usually like once I have the sketch down and I'm about to start painting, I'm like, okay, but what if this is the time when I find out that I can't actually do it? And then I look at it for a little bit and then I go, actually, you know what? Fuck it. And then I just go. Like, and usually it's fine. Like sometimes I make stuff and I don't like it, but like that's not a death sentence. If I make something and I don't like it, it's fine. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a point like where you're looking at a piece and you're like, maybe I can't do art, and it's just because it's not finished yet. Like it's fine. And yeah, that's usually when you should walk away for a minute and go, oh, right. I'm tempted to deepen up some of the shadows here, but I don't think that's the right call. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to stop. I'm calling this done. I need to let that ink dry and then I'll sign it on the back. Because I've noticed that if I don't sign it on stream, I just forget to sign it and it makes my life more difficult. But yeah. This slaps. This is what I wanted it to be. I'm so happy. Yeah. While I was sketching this out, I had the idea of bringing the light past the actual background. Like when I saw the sheet of paper that I had cut already, I was like, this would look really cool and like add to the vibe, and I really like it. So I'm glad I did that. Even if it involved extra math. We hate math. I don't actually hate math, I'm just really bad at it, so it makes me feel stupid. But yeah, there we go. I should take a photo of this before I forget too. Where the heck did I put my phone? There it is. I will need to take a better photo outside. I was talking to one of the art students yesterday, I think it was, about how to take like good photos of art. The answer is you don't, honestly, especially not in Alaska in winter, because like the best way to take a photo of art is with natural light, and we don't have a lot of that in the winter. Like I take great photos like off of my back deck in the summer because of the angle of the light, but because the angle changes so drastically here in winter, everything looks like it's in shadow and it's the worst. And I think like obviously I'm more critical of my stuff than anybody else is, but I feel like I can really notice the difference in like if you go to my website and look through like by year, you can tell which things I did in winter and which I did in summer, and it's like really obvious. At least to me it is. But yeah. Oh yeah, I can. Sure. Is Lib streaming already? They usually stream later. Because they usually start at 3 my time, so in a couple hours. I'm not going to stay live that long. I need to eat lunch. Otherwise somebody in chat is going to yell at me. But I should check and see who is live so that I can decide who I am reading today. Even if I'm not going to stay super long. Yeah, okay, yeah. All good. Right? Like, I was like, what time is it? That's not right. I will say that usually on Fridays we raid Rainbow. And Rainbow's not streaming. I hate how they changed the freaking Twitch app. It's the worst. Let me see. Who is live? What's going on? Oh, Bewitch is live. We will go bother Bewitch, actually. Or Cat. Either of those. Those are both good options. But yeah, if you have not entered the giveaway for the sticker, please enter now because I'm going to close it in a little bit. I will wait a little for latency, especially on mobile, but that is going to be closing soon. So please enter if you would like to enter, and then I will draw a wiener. You could be the special wiener today. Gosh, that's a... Like, I know it's just me saying a word funny, but that is definitely a reference from a part of my life that nobody else remembers. Do you guys want to hear the story? I bet you do. I can hear her voice. It's almost like she's still with us. Yes, very soon, very soon. When I was in elementary school, we had a gym teacher who was just like one of the few good gym teachers I've ever had in my entire life. And he was from someplace in Africa. I do not remember because I was a child. It might have been Ghana, but I'm not 100% sure. But because of that, he had an accent. And so whenever he said winner, it always sounded like wiener, which was hilarious to elementary school kids, right? But eventually he moved away from the school, and he gave a little speech before he left. And the last thing he said in his speech was, "Please remember you're all wieners." And I've said it like that, referencing this man that nobody else in my life remembers since then. So this would have been approximately 30 years ago. I've been making that reference. I do not remember this man's name, but I do remember being in the gym when he said, "Remember, you're all wieners." And that has changed my parlance for the rest of my life. He was a really nice man, though. As you can tell by a gym teacher saying that we're all winners before he leaves the school, right? He was very nice, especially for a gym teacher. I've had a lot of not good gym teachers in my life. But he was very sweet. And clearly made a lasting impression on me. Okay, last chance. Last chance. I'm gonna close the giveaway. We're gonna draw our wiener. But remember, you're all wieners to me. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna close the entries now for realsies. Okay. Oh, that's great, Rainbow. I love that. Yes, you're all wieners. Okay. Let's pick a winner. It's Al! Al wins! And you know what? We're gonna draw a second winner because I can. It's Stars, who I'm guessing will want to give that to somebody else. But both Al and Stars have won before. Yep. Because Stars is just a very nice person in general. Man, I think that maybe Streamlabs is biased. You should loves you too, Stars, just saying. Okay, we can do that. All right, Bex, you also win. So I will send a sticker to Al and Bex. And I'm writing that down before I forgot, because I sure will. I can actually change this. Yes, I can do that. Cool. All right, here we go. I mean, you aren't due to inactivity. It will just remind me that I'm not sending you guys stuff so I don't freak out. You're both very active, both in chat and my life, so don't worry about it. Yes, you're all wieners in our hearts. And you all deserve a pickle. Let me switch over to the ending screen because that's what's going to happen right now. Obviously we were talking about hearts a lot today. But Matto was in earlier and mentioned that he's seen the inside of his own heart. And I'm a little jealous now. Because what if there is wieners in my heart and I don't know? They could just be hanging out in there and I would never know. Because I can't see in there. Big White Bear also mentioned that he has seen inside many hearts because he is a nurse. Which makes sense. Let me double check. Actually, I should. Me trying to decide what the hell I'm doing with my life. Don't worry about it. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, we're back to tubes. We've come full circle, just like the tube. I love how every single time I decide that I'm ending stream, my brain is just like, all right, we're done now. And I'm like, no, we still have things to do, baby. You can't just check out. We've got a couple things to do before we can check out. It's every single time too. I think it's just like general brain things. Okay, it looks like Cat is maybe ending, but let's go raid Bewitch. Because Bewitch hangs out with us quite often. And is just niceies. Let me make sure that she's not ending. Looks like she's in the middle of something, so we're probably good. Bewitch is a great place to just like hang out and do co-working. She's really chill. She also hasn't streamed in a while, I believe. So we can go and be nice to her. Let me go actually start the raid because that's generally helpful if you're trying to raid somebody. Yes, thank you very much. I will give the spiel there in a moment. After I make sure that I'm spelling this correctly. Yes, okay. What's my thing? What's my spiel? What do I say? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being niceies to me. I feel like we had some good chats today. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Remember that you're loved because I love you. And if you can't take care of and be kind to yourself for yourself, please do so for me. Because I think that you're awesome and deserve nice things, and that includes from yourself, even on the days when it's hard. So we can all cheer each other on and be a little kinder to ourselves and then tell each other about it next time, okay? There are 2 raid commands in chat. The first one has emotes you can use anywhere on Twitch, no matter if you're subscribed or not. The second one has an emote that you can use anywhere on Twitch if you are subscribed to my channel. So please copy and paste the one that is relevant to you. And let's go say hi to Bewitch, who you have seen in chat before. Because she's a sweetie. And I will see you all on Tuesday. I promise. We're streaming on Tuesday. I demand it. Even if I might be a little cranky from having to go to the dentist. But I will see you all then and probably other places on the internet. Okay, bye.